Okay, hi, my name is Johnny. I am kind of just jumping back into this whole YouTube channel thing. I've been doing some vibe coding here and there for a little while using different platforms like Cursor, Replit, Cloud. There's just so many out there. But I came across this little promo, this mobile app build-a-thon. This is something that they have just kind of like launched. And so I do want to just try it now. And I'm going to do it live just because, or just in real time. I just have not done it yet, but okay, it just takes me that same window. But before I kind of go into this, I think I like the idea of planning and figuring out like what I want to build. And so I'm thinking for my very first app that I'm going to build, and it says you can describe your mobile app, let the agent build it, and publish it directly to the app stores. So we'll see how this goes, because right now what I do is I kind of build all of this in Cursor with Cloud, and then we push it to Xcode, compile, test, and then do that whole distribution there. But we'll see what that experience is like. And again, first time into it. So what I'm going to do is just going to say and I'm thinking, I want to build an app, a mobile iOS app, something easy that is centered around the prize wheel. Let's see. And again, I want to make it really easy. So no user accounts are needed. Everything, if physics in it. Physics. Can't spell. Physics for the. I would then also like to offer up 3 types of presets that loads different values and colors to the wheel. All right, so let's see. Let's do that. 3 types of presets, and again, I want to do 3 and then have them be able to customize it. I think that'd be kind of cool. Let's do preset 1, drink or not to drink. Have the wheel with various options like drink, spin again, drink twice, pass it on to the next person, etc. Preset 2, truth or dare, with one of the options being both truth and dare. Just mix up a little bit. Preset 3, let's see, we have drinking. Let's see what preset 3 could be. Let's do compliments. Let's see. Compliments. Have this wheel say have numbers. This is numbers, and this is how many compliments you need to give someone or yourself. And I'm kind of thinking through this, and it's a little more complicated. So just gonna say, turn this into a build prompt for Replit. So we'll see. Again, there are ways that people, have their hacks, and these are prompts you should use and things like that. But I'm just gonna try to use regular English and just see how this goes. And it's giving me a markdown file here, which is kind of nice. It's saying you're a senior iOS engineer, and it's mentioning Swift UI, which is nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool so far. Okay. So yeah, and it's actually kind of like telling me how many segments there are. So it's kind of thinking through that, which is really nice. This is, clean, playful, minimal, rounded buttons, clear typography, data models. Okay, wheel models. Perfect. Looks pretty good as it is, to be quite honest with you. Part of me wants to use Opus 4.5, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to place a plan here. And I want to do a mobile app. So let's go ahead and just start planning this and just see where this actually takes us. So, I think we're about 5 minutes or so into this. Let's see here, 7 minutes into this. So, okay, it's just analyzing the plan that I've put in. And it's always generally a pretty good idea when you kind of get into these more complex processes, is just to always plan first, just because you can at least have some dialogue with the AI interface. And this one isn't really giving me a whole lot of dialogue. It's just saying, here's a plan. So, fine. I was expecting to ask me questions, but maybe my app is so basic that it's like, sure, let's go ahead and do it. So I'm just gonna say, let's go ahead and start building this. What I'm actually really fascinated in is how it's gonna actually deploy this as an iOS app. Like, does it have a developer account on my behalf? Like, what is it like? Because that's what I'm being sold, right? So while it's building that, I'm just gonna explore the publishing side of things. Okay, so let's read through this. What happens when you publish your mobile app and landing page go live? Okay, it's on Expo Go. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily go onto test flight. It's just another third party here, which you can do. Okay, interesting. You can switch to your app store afterwards. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I figured it was gonna go straight to the App Store, but it makes sense. Like, where do you test it? But it doesn't look like it's gonna have you test it in. It doesn't look like it's gonna have you test it in test flight. So it looks like it's using Expo Go, which is fine. An asset manager. That's the worst name for this. I would just call it the fun wheel, but let's rename it to the fun wheel. Bam. Okay, so yeah, let's call it the fun wheel. And so let's see. I think I'm interested in just getting it kind of working, and I want to see what this looks like in Expo, and then just kind of go from there. So I haven't made any iterations or any requests yet. I literally have just started building this app. So we're just seeing how far this actually goes. And so I just got this MacBook, so I don't have, things installed and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just take us through this in real time, and of course I'll skip out some of the boring parts here where I'm not like really doing a whole lot. But it's interesting to, part of me also wants to just, build this in parallel with Cursor, or just even using the cloud IDE and just coding in there, and just and then just running it off, using Xcode to run that. But maybe I'll try that another time. But for now, let's just use Replit in its entirety, again, just to see what this is like. And if there's a desire or a request to, I think we'll do it. But I'm just really curious, when we're looking at this, submit your mobile app. So I feel like, it'd be kind of cool just to see what you can do completely with Replit. And so, because the other thing that I would probably do is, build it with cloud, or just like install cloud on my Replit, and then just build it from there, and just have, Replit kind of just compile it, and then handle the publication. But okay, so we'll see what this is. So I've already registered, but this is a gray square here, so we're still waiting for the initial preview of this app. It's very likely what I might just end up doing is I might just go ahead and just publish whatever is here, just so I can like hold it on my phone and just see like what it feels like to interact with the app in that way, and then just kind of saying, hey, look, this looks fine. If it's like 60% there, I'll just publish it anyways, just to see what happens. What kind of barriers am I getting, to actually get this on the App Store, right? So, all right, so it looks like I can preview this on my phone. So yeah, I have to get Expo Go, which I don't have. But let's see what loads up on this, because I feel like if anything, I can at least play with it on here. I mean, it looks like it's iOS and Android. Oh, cool. Yay, I have my prize wheel. That's cool. I'm gonna spin it. It says spinning. Okay, it's not actually prize 2. That's cool. But yeah, that's actually kind of cool. So it says that I see there's an issue with the animation, so it looks like they're just going to work on doing that. And I wonder if that was because it caught me doing it, or if it was testing it itself and is able to recognize that it wasn't actually spinning. But so far it looks pretty good. I can change it. Let's see. Cool. To drink or to not drink. Drink twice. Cool. Okay, looks like there's some new code coming up. Normally I would wait and I would do other things on here, but things were coding in real time, which is really, really neat. So let's try spinning it. Yay, it actually does spin. Super cool. It actually spins. Okay, cool. So water break. Yay. Okay, what is the truth shot? Okay, where's my water break? Okay, hang on. Let's see. Spin again. So it doesn't look like, again, these are some of the errors in debugging that we're going to have to kind of go through. I'm somewhat satisfied, right? I'm not going to give it. But anyways, let's try spinning it on something else. Let's do the generic wheel. Let's see what prize, and let's see if it lands on it. Okay, so it looks like when spinning the wheel, it lands on a section, but the pop-up result is showing another result. Please investigate why this is happening and propose a plan to fix it. So instead of going into build, sometimes what I like to do just a plan and to ask, right? Because I think a lot of times what I'm trying to do with AI is actually learn, like, what's it doing, and and ask questions on how it's going about it. And the idea is that hopefully, like, in the future, I'll get a lot better in terms of like maybe initially prompting that, so like building like a better markdown document. But again, I want to kind of just do this with just plain English and just see what it's like. Okay, so looking at this in the spin physics, not sure if that's the case, but sure. So while it's doing that, let's look at the custom wheel. No custom wheel. Let's create a custom wheel. Oh, this is cool. And let's say that's just those two options are fine. Oh, that's cool. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, it has that at least. Okay, let's take a look at what the Yes, let's see, option 2. Yeah, I got that wrong too, but let's take a look. Sure, it's gonna account for the spin. But I guess asking or putting the physics in there kind of like really messed things up a little bit. But so far, I do like this. Like the truth or dare. Again, very straightforward. I like it. Dare, right? So I think once it actually fixes this, I think I'm just gonna publish this and where it goes. I mean, it's fine. It works for what it is, and I love the idea that in my own segment, I can actually even go here. Maybe I can edit this. Yeah, I can just change my own colors. I love this. I really do like the custom wheel. This is super cool. I would of course change the font and so many things here, but could we actually ship something that kind of works? Because okay, cool. So what it's actually doing on its side now is Replit actually has the ability to actually test and validate. So what's interesting, if you click on these agent tools here, you can actually like choose how much autonomy that you want to give it. So I usually, depending on what you do, that request was a pretty medium to high, but it's nice because it actually includes app testing. You can toggle that on or off, and if it's like small like copy changes that you don't think it's gonna like have a whole big impact, then the lightning bolt is great. And the reason why is that Replit is usually on the more expensive side of things and how it's doing it. So using the lightning whenever you can is pretty important. So when I'm doing like font changes and some style guides where I know what I want, I'm probably gonna use the lightning. But if I'm doing more systematic changes, like putting in like typography hierarchy and having that apply to all the pages, I might use a medium to high autonomy, right? Because I want it to go in and be able to like create all of that versus like just changing one page on things. So let's see, waiting for and it looks like blah blah blah. Yay, okay, so it's saying it works perfectly. So I'm going to test it on my side. So option 2. So that's price 4. No. Oh, I don't know what that notice was. So we're running into some issues here. And again, welcome to debugging, right? And a lot of times, like even though you'll propose these changes on Replit or you ask, it's like it still doesn't make the change. But let's see if it catches itself. So, and I hope it does. And sometimes if it doesn't, it'll just ask for more money essentially to like potentially maybe fix it. Like a real developer, except much cheaper. Okay, so let's try spinning this. And I know we just reloaded, but let's give it another shot. Works perfectly. Price 2. No, it's not true. Spun it, landed on prize 8, but shows prize 1. Let's do a plan. Please develop a more sure way to verify this versus just calculating as it's not working. Like please figure this out. And I think one of the reasons why I wanted to do this too, I really wanted to show people that to go from here to here was about 10 minutes, right? And so everyone kind of like sensationalizes with like, oh, like this takes just 10 minutes. And it's true, you actually do get something cool and useful like right then and there, but there's like so many things. And so like if I can't even get this to like work right off the bat, and this is just the basic functionality, just having the arrow land on where it was supposed to go, it becomes difficult, right? To then like, well, what if you have user accounts? What if you do this? And so then you can imagine like if this was the easiest ask, I'm spending say like 10-20 minutes on it, how much longer would it take for me to like implement some of these other things, right? So let's try, let's see, spinning. Oh wow, okay. So it's pretty much going to like kind of predetermine the winner as soon as you click it, land on it, and then tell you what. That is a way to do it. I'm gonna keep spinning for fun because I'm hoping this works. But okay. So maybe it's the fun wheel because it gives you random results. Fun. Okay, 6. Nope, it's still wrong. Okay, who knows? This thing is broken, but let's just ship it anyways. Right? Yeah, I wonder if we catch. Anyway, I'm gonna hit publish. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, I'm just gonna publish this app, see what happens to it. Just there you go. This one was really bad. Didn't fix the issue. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to publish this and just see what happens to it. So it's doing its thing. So while it's fixing it, at least the last iteration, it's gonna at least publish it just to see what that is. Spinning, and it lands on prize 5. It shows prize 4 as the winner. The proposed plans clearly don't work. Please research on a foolproof approach, as I don't trust the calculations you're making. Price 4. Nope. Okay. Send that one out. Okay, let's look at publishing. What is it doing? Okay, so it looks like it's doing it for both iOS and Android. What? I got to see if this is actually going to push it on the App Store. It'd be really cool if it does, because then it would save you all that money, not a whole lot of money, but you don't have to get your own developer account if you're just doing this on behalf of maybe rep account or developer account. But I'm wondering like who's going to show up as the publisher and things like that. So again, all right. Price 2, it's so wrong. Okay, it's gonna keep trying, so that's okay. We're gonna go back to publishing. It's almost done. I'm curious where I'm gonna be able to find it, or is it just an Expo app? And so, oh my god. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna really read it, sure, but okay. So let's see. Yeah, publishing overview. I am pretty excited. So both. So what is happening here is both of these things. So, and I think that's what the kind of the coolest thing with AI, it's like I'm just sitting here by myself. And so, and being able to do this in real time, I think is actually kind of like one of the craziest things, because just a short time ago, doing this wasn't like so possible at all, right? Okay, this is cool. Okay, so you already published the App Store. So you do have to have a developer account. I kind of want to just see. I mean, if I get the pricing to work, I'll do it. Yay, okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and republish this. I think that's perfect. It works good enough for me. So let's go ahead and republish this. And publishing overview. Is it analytics? Logs? That's fine. Okay. Let's reload this fun wheel. I can't republish it for some reason. I mean, finally works, which is really cool. But yeah, let's republish this. It just hates me and doesn't want to do it. There we go. Okay. It looks like it's taking it in. Okay, cool. So let's see. What does start publishing to the... Oh shit. I shouldn't have clicked that. It's preparing. This is wild. Okay. It's probably gonna take me directly to the App Store. What? Okay, let's see where this goes. And if this is the case, I think I might have a different approach on like how I might want to build this, and like just have this. I might just still use Replit, and Replit's really good about deploying, right? Like, setting up the databases, web. But if it could do the same thing for apps, I think I might just still use Cursor and Cloud to do this. And then maybe I'll just use Replit just to manage the publication part of it. It's still a very manual process. So let's see like if Replit actually does a better job at allowing me to do this. So yeah, dude, you did way better on this one. So yeah, 5 stars for you. Okay, so it is interesting. Okay, so they are, okay, interesting. Okay, so sign in with Apple, choose Apple app, configure. Wow. Okay. Let's shoot. Okay, let this do its thing. I'm gonna rename this to the Funzy Wheel, just because I feel like Fun Wheel is probably taken already. So let's just do Funzy Wheel. And yeah, I'm gonna publish this on the App Store. I'm really wondering how this is going to work out, because, you need to write down what it is, get your screenshots in, all of those things you'll need. So again, this is just a rough app that I'm going to try to get out, but okay, let's do the Funzy Wheel. Okay, so I do have an Apple developer. Okay, you need to be connected. Okay, 110.441. 10.441. Wow, we're doing it, guys. Okay, let's create the app. I mean, the App Store's probably full of apps like this already. Oh my god, this is launched to the App Store. I mean, okay, sure. No way. What are the other launch parameters? I clearly did not do this, but so and take me back to Replit. Okay, so it's now preparing this entirely to the App Store. Okay, so while it's doing that, so I'm done with the Replit. I've done my development, my debugging, done my testing on Expo. Now I'm in this part of it. So let's go to my developer account and just see if it pops up in there. So, let's go right in here and let's see what we have. Let's look at my apps and let's kind of see if the Funzy Wheel is here. Oh my god, the Funzy Wheel is right here. Okay, so it looks like, okay, it's still, I mean, it's cool. I mean, at least it gets you here, and you got test builds. Let's look at, there's no builds for me to play with, so let's see. Okay, so it's not completely automatic where it's one click. You still have to go, get your app on here and stuff like that, and then kind of get this thing going. But I'm wondering how this manages iterations. Okay, so let's say I make an iteration, Team Expo, attempt to create an internal. If you don't, okay, so when I say launch to the App Store, it pretty much just kind of tees you up for this. So still pretty cool. Doesn't get you completely all the way, which still not bad, but still there is still if you're new to developing mobile apps using the developer account, there's still a learning curve to the whole thing. But still, I see where they're going with all of this, but they're trying to bridge all of these gaps in place. So anyways, I think that's pretty much all I'm gonna do, because it looks like as I'm publishing it, I can just go through this process over and over again. But, I would still have to submit my description and all of these other parameters that the App Store is going to require me to do. But yes, you can actually do this on your own, but if you've not built mobile apps before, there's still going to be, a bit of a learning curve. But what's cool is that, it does give you like this Expo Go where you can actually like at least see what the app feels like on your device before you kind of go through the hoops on getting it published. But either way, we have a working prize wheel. So, well, thanks for watching, and I'll tune next week, and I'll try to do something a little different. So I'm going to try to keep this up where I shoot a video every single week. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.